A6DD for the round table. 2ST. Looks like it's about right time. Let's see what everybody's been up to. I just got down off the roof, cutting a big hole in the roof. Going down and trying to after some rotten boards. We'll see how it works out over the time frame. It looks like we have a couple of weeks before we get any kind of rain if the weather department is correct. So it gave me an opportunity to start working on the roof again. Let's see if Jim is out there with us this morning. WA6YOS, AA6CDD.
AA6CDD at the net, WA6YOS, here in Westchester. Let me adjust my audio here so I can hear myself and see what's going on. Get the old modulator here. Oh yeah, the red light is just peaking occasionally. The flipping light here, so that's good. Well, let's see. We had our swap meet yesterday at Fullerton Airport, and turnout was okay. We were missing 2 or 3 people that I really thought would be there, but that happens occasionally. And it seems like when you get into April, you've got April, and then May, June, and then July, August, and you've got the swappers kind of bunched together there every 2 months. So maybe some people decided to skip one of them, and this was the one they skipped. But nonetheless, we have a lot of interesting things out there. So it's nice to see everybody again and talk about what's been going on, and so we had a pretty good time overall. And somebody finally opened the bathrooms. They weren't open when we first got there, so a couple people were panicking. Don't drink that coffee before you make the long drive in. That's all I gotta say. I saw a couple of little Sony radios that I didn't know I'd never seen before, so that's always nice to see all this stuff from the 60s and 70s that I wasn't aware of, but I'm aware of so much of it. Came back with a couple of transformers, the audio transformer and a little unmarked power transformer, so let's see what those are all about. Sold some records and some other stuff. Sold two radios. So as long as I can always come back with more money than I spend on gas to get out there, I feel it's a success. Because I don't take a lot out there to sell, really. And the main thing I'm known for is selling LP records. So I always do a little bit of that. But the supply is dwindling here, so I don't know in the future I'll end up with more to pass around or what. But we'll see. I have to come up with other stuff to sell. Dig through the garage and try to find something that's worth hauling out there. Anyway, we had a good time, and our next swap for stars will be in Burbank again, and it will be in October. So watch the stars website for that. Or if you're a member, you'll get emails about it. And we'll be again out there. All right. I'm interested to hear what's been going on the last week and radio-wise, so I'm sure there'll be people out there to tell me. AA6DD, WA6YOS.
Very good, Jim. WA6YOS, AA6DD. Yeah, I was hoping to drive along with somebody, but it all kind of fell through, and besides, I needed to get up on the roof and find where the leaks were. So I was up and down with a water hose on the roof, watering various areas to see where the leaks, because where it drips down through the house is not where the input is. So I crawled up there, probably 10 or 12 times. Got my exercise big time. Let's go to Tom in Hemet, AJ6TT. Well, I don't hear Tom. Let's go ahead to Gary, WA7VIP. All right, I don't hear Gary. Let's go to Don then, K6DLP.
Hey, good morning, everybody. K6DLP here, checking in. Earlier, around 9:40ish, there was a gentleman, I believe, in Boyle Heights. I didn't catch his call. TTC or maybe TCC, something like that. He was hollering for you. We'll see if he's still there listening or not. Yeah, exciting day yesterday. I went out to Kingman, spent the day out there up at the site at 7,500 feet. I got the repeaters up and running again. That's all working. I fixed a glitch in the computer. That's all working great now. And I put up a DX160. Let's see, OCF, off-center fed dipole. Apex is at about 70 feet. And I had to walk down quite a ways the hill to get to one side up. It was 160 some, 180 feet, something like that. But that's up and working. Works pretty good. And then, of course, I must have pulled a muscle in my arm yesterday, because today it's hurting like you know what. So we did a lot of stuff yesterday. It wasn't too bad. It was 100 down in the valley and 85 up on the hill. So thank goodness for that. But I got the clouds, the lightning show, the rain, and the whole 9 yards yesterday. So there you go, K6DLP.
Okay, Don, thanks for that interesting report. What all you was accomplished in the situation there. Let's go to Gary, W6RYO.
Yes, I am out here. W6RYO, Alta Loma. Not much going on. Jim, if left you didn't go downstairs for coffee, I was planning to come out to the swap meet yesterday. Going to drag John along with me, KU6X, but came up he couldn't make it, and that worked out okay anyway, because spent most of Friday night with my wife in the ER. She had a hypertension incident. Blood pressure went way up, so had to take care of that. Found out it was, change in medications. Doctor said, stop taking that, and she did. But other than that, quiet weekend. But I wanted to go to the show, but didn't make it. So anyway, nothing else. Just kind of in between projects. So I don't think I can put off cleaning my shack any longer. I'm sure I can come up with some excuse. Never put off till tomorrow what you can put off till the day after. But anyway, that's it from here. So nothing else going on. So everybody enjoy, and we'll catch you on the next roundabout. A6DD, W6RYO.
Okay, very good, Gary. Thank you. Let's go to Kim, K6YYL. You must be out podoing. Mark, AG6NR.
Yeah, Kim's got the YouTube channel going.
Okay, so we're on YouTube. Well, that's good. Rich, W6BRC. Doug in 6ODF. John, W7RSO. Dana, N7UFT. Okay, John, AA6RF.
Yeah, okay, no feedback, good. Yeah, AA6RF to the group. Good morning, everybody. Not a whole lot of stuff. Propagation-wise, the MUF, 3 days in a row we're up above 300. The solar flux was up above 300, which is promising, but it's not the good part of the season to get our MUF up, but the solar flux was up, and sunspot numbers were up, I think it was close to 380 sunspot numbers, and it's been the highest recorded for the last 22 years. The last 22 years, this is the largest amount of sunspot numbers, so that's kind of encouraging. And I don't think it's peaked yet, so it still may get higher and higher, so that's kind of a positive thing we can look forward to in October and November. Not a whole lot of activity on the radio, just the local stuff, Will and I chatting, and not much else happening. So go ahead, Will, and continue down the line. AA6RF clear.
Okay, John. Yeah, well, John has been becoming quite the expert at all the propagation stuff and the solar cycle. He's been learning a lot. And, he's starting to understand it all. That's like I told Kim years ago, and by that I mean at least 8 years ago. I told her, well, someday you'll see the solar flux. You know, because when the solar flux goes over 110 meters open, it almost doesn't matter quite so much what time of the year, at least for the end of August, all through the winter and all through the spring and back to the middle of May. 10 will tend to open and the solar flux goes above 110. But what I told her was, you'll see the solar flux go over 300. And 6 will not open. Anyway, so she has now seen that over the last 3 days. Let's see if Chris is out there, KF6LEX.
Yeah, one quick comment, Will.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, the solar flux is up above 300, and we don't even have 10 meter openings now, let alone 6 meter openings. And 15 meters, it's only getting up high enough for 15 meters. So here the flux is, you were telling Kim about above 110, 10 meters will open. Well, it's 310 meters isn't even open now because it's the wrong season.
Well, I said, yeah, you have to be past the end of August, or the end of August, then it will. You know, then it will all fall and all winter and all spring until the middle of May, then it won't again. So even 10 has a cycle there, but it's not as horrible as the 6 meter cycle, which is really October, November, February, March. And even when it gets up to 300 on those months, there's no guarantee that 6 will do anything. You still have to get a solar storm of some sort to push it on up.
Yep. I just wanted to throw that out there. I'll let you continue, Will. They heard enough of me.
All right, let's go to John, KU6X.
All right. Yeah, can you copy okay, Will?
Wonderfully.
Already, I don't need power. Yeah, well, I was going to make it to the swap meet yesterday, but on Friday I had a little operation earlier in the week on my sinuses, so it was still bothering me a bit. So I didn't called it off with Gary. And sorry to hear about Gwen there, Gary. So probably a good thing that we didn't try to go to Fullerton. But as a backup, we also have Claremont coming up next Saturday, third Saturday of every month, except Friday, or except December. So something else we can go to. But with this warm weather, you want to get there early. We had moved the starting time to 7 o'clock back in the winter time because it was really dark at 6 o'clock. But now I think people will be coming there earlier. So and it's pretty well wound up by 8:30 or 9. So if you want to go out to Claremont and visit some of us, come out early. Anyway, yes, Will, I've been trying to hold you responsible for the lack of 6-meter activity, but I guess you've got some reasons why it's not going to, it hasn't happened yet. And, yeah, Gary, BIP Gary and I were talking about how we remember the old days when Gary had a friend who had a 6-meter radio in his car, and he could go out there and work all over the country from his mobile on AM. And waiting for that to happen one more time. So we'll cross our fingers. It's on my bucket list, I guess, to get on 6. When I was a kid, we didn't get on 6 at all. I had one friend who would get on 6 meters, and he'd always operate on 6-meter AM on field day with us. But we just couldn't do it because of Channel 2 interference. And 10 meters and everything was always open, so we could work all over the world with. This is on AM, not sideband. Sideband hadn't really gotten popular yet. So anyway, that's about my story, I guess, for now, Will. I don't think I have too much to add. I've been watching a lot of World War II stuff on the internet. But lots of interesting stories there. Anyway, that's it, Will. AA60D KU6X.
Okay. Yeah, well, I've been going down one of the endless rabbit holes that is on YouTube. And it's a lot of young people. And some of these videos are 2-3 years old. So during COVID, they started watching or listening to oldies but goodies, and real oldies but goodies for them. Because you think about it, you could be 24 years old, born in 2000, and of course the 20th century is ancient history to you. You don't know anything about what went on back then. Just what little you studied in school, and you didn't really pay attention. And culturally, you still may be a little bit of a, you may be a professional musician. You may be an expert. You may be an opera singer. In fact, some of them are opera singers that I watch. And some are just experts at various things. But like you say, you're 24 years old. And so I've been watching them go back and find classics that they've heard are classics, but they've never heard them before. First, both on music, so they may play something, that to you and me would be, I've heard that forever. And anyway, they do the same thing with movies. And so but they're not necessarily movie makers themselves, but they have some sort of following. So one of the ones with World War II in mind is Casablanca, of course. So these people, maybe they've heard the name, but they haven't seen Casablanca, and neither have they ever seen a film that was black and white. So it's especially women playing it. So they'll play it and watch it, and at the same time you'll see them making comments and emoting over each scene that they see. So it's really quite fascinating, like you say, especially to see women and how they react to each different structure of what's going on. And you kind of get their knowledge too, once in a while, especially the women who have foreign accents. They have a French accent or something, and be an opera singer, and they'll watch Casablanca, and of course they have a different educational understanding of World War II, and so they tend to follow it much better and realize exactly what's happening when. And but it's also interesting to hear their intuition. It's like they'll start saying like somebody is recognizing somebody else. They've seen each other before, and this is not necessarily apparent in the script just yet, but they're reading the wonderful acting. I mean, the acting is so superb that those messages are being sent by those people's faces. Any comments, and I'll go on.
No, of course, Casablanca has been considered right close to the #1 movie of all time. Not necessarily, but there's a few other movies around that time. But and you kind of never grow old watching Casablanca. And then the famous line with Claude Rains and Humphrey Bogart is, this could lead to a beautiful friendship or something like that at the very end. It's all classic stuff that it's really hard. I couldn't get my daughter to watch a black and white movie, I don't think, to save her soul. But anyway, that's how it is. And something for the kids to look forward to. Once they get over this idea with no color in the movie, they will probably just have a whole new world to discover. That's it, Will. AA60DKU6X.
Yeah, well, certain things are more obvious in black and white. Like these women, they pick up instantly when there's tearing in her eyes.
Oh, yeah. And Ingrid Bergman you're talking about?
Yes. She's not crying, but because of the black and white, you just see the shimmer.
That's true.
Okay. With that, do we have any late, missed, or visitor check-in call signs, please?
Okay, 6YYL.
There's Kim. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I am live streaming right now, so you could talk about, I kind of missed the part at the beginning of the net because my mom called, so had to take that. So anyway, if you wouldn't mind talking about what's going on with the solar cycle and everything, and because I'm recording this on my YouTube channel. You can do that at the end of the net. You don't have to spend a lot of time right now, but if you want to. But anyway, I was kind of caught off guard with my mom calling, so AA6DD K6YYL.
Okay, Kim. Well, I already told everybody that about 8 years ago, I told you at the time, you may or may not remember it, but we have been talking about that when the solar flux got above 110, meters always opened in the spring, in the winter, in the fall, not in the summer months, but they're all real good indicators. But I told you that also that someday you would see solar fluxes above 300 and 6 would not be opened. I don't know if you ever remember that conversation. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do believe so. Go ahead.
Okay, so you've now seen it.
Yes. So and I think you were saying also that 6 would be more like October possible opening here.
Exactly. October, November is the two optimum months, in the fall, and in the spring, February and March are the optimum months. It's all a complicated vector of the Earth rotating around the Sun and the tilt of the Earth. And wintertime, we're closer to the Sun than in summertime. But the tilt makes us hotter. It's tilted towards the Sun in the summertime and tilted away from the Sun. So there's two vectors that cross. And where the optimum of the two vectors correlate is October, November, and February, March. And so those are the months to look for F layer. I have seen F layer in the first part of December. Trying to think if I've ever seen F layer. Well, I've seen transequatorial in January, the middle of January. So I have seen transequatorial. So transequatorial can happen on either side of those months. But pure F layer, you pretty well got to have those particular 4 months. Transequatorial is possible, a month on either side of those. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. And so, yeah, that's about it. I have the numbers if you're interested, unless somebody already gave them. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead and give us the numbers, please.
Okay, sunspots 234, solar flux index 291, the A is 6, and the K is 5.
Okay, it's all sounding good.
So, very good. Okay, alrighty, go ahead and proceed. Go ahead.
Okay, do we have any other lateness or visitor check-ins before we go around? No, let's go to Jim, WA6YOS.
Hey, 6CD in the net, WA6YOS, Jim in Westminster again. Well, I want to mention a couple of things. One is that, and John, you might be interested in this, the estate of Michael Bittner had a big swap meet some time ago, and John told me about it, and he was a STARS member and a long-time collector of parts and radios, and he was a builder and all this stuff, so he literally had a ton of parts at his house in Palos Verdes. And there was already a 2-day estate sale to get rid of this stuff. And they're having a part 2. So this coming Saturday will be a part 2 of the Michael Bittner estate sale. Let's see. I guess I can give out the address here. But there was a guy out at the STARS meet yesterday who was passing out little flyers, little strips of paper with the information on there. about it and asking people if they had been to the previous sale, and a lot of people had. So anyway, there was just so much stuff. Literally in 2 days of selling, you couldn't get rid of, you know, all of it, or probably even half of it. So there's probably lots of good stuff still out there. He was mainly known for, I would say mainly known for parts, and his big thing in collecting was tubed portable radios. So those are the two main things. There was some ham gear out there. I don't know how much of it would be left. Some communications touch gear, things like that. Anyway, you can call if you want more information about this. The phone number is 714-492-9070. And like I say, this is in Palos Verdes. If anybody is interested in going out there, they should probably call that number and find out the exact hours. They're not on this flyer here. But I went out there the second day after John had told me about it, and I was just blown away by the sheer amount of stuff. So, like I say, I don't know how much is left, but there was so much to begin with. There has to be a lot left. And John may have some more comments on that. So I want to mention that, and also you're bringing up old movies here. I watched one last week, recorded it and ended up watching it. An absolute, I consider one of the best movies of all time. I mean, it's got everything. It's got science fiction. It's got a message. It's got great acting. Just a wonderful story. And it's The Day the Earth Stood Still from 1951. About a visitation from another world, and just a wonderful movie all around. It's the kind of movie, no matter how many times I've seen it, if I come in and it's on, and I'll end up watching it to the end, or I'll watch a chunk of it or something. It really never gets old. It's too good. It's definitely a classic. Anyway, that's all for me. Everybody have a good week. Maybe there'll be some radio activity on the band in the next 7 days that we can talk about. AA6CD, WA6YOS.
Okay, very good, Jim. WA6YOS, AA6CD. Yeah, I saw that in middle school. I saw that when The Day the Earth Stood Still in middle school. I remember the general thing, but I haven't seen it since then. So I don't, there's no real details that I remember, but the overall storyline I remember. Let's see if Tom may have shown up. AJ6TT, AA6CDD. No, let's go to Don, K6DLP.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so the DX160, not too bad. At 1.5, it was 2.6 to 1 at 4. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like it's short on 80 meters, but at 4 megs, 2.6 to 1. At the low end, it was 10 to 1. And then at 7.1, I got 4 to 1. At 14, I got 3.4 to 1. Basically, 21.5, 9.2 to 1. 28 was 12.1. And at 29.5, it was 10.3 to 1. Every one of those got tuned out by the tuner. And I didn't make any contacts there yesterday, but I was hearing a guy on 40 meters. I believe it was at 7.255, and he was in Lone Pine. Oh, I got to bring up Google Earth and measure that. That's got to be at least 300-400 miles away.
Oh, okay. Okay, very, very good. Very interesting what you got there running. All right, let's go to Gary, W6RYO.
Quickie for Don.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Don, what mountain range is that repeater in?
It's right above Kingman, Arizona, and they call it the Hualapai mountain range.
Starting with a J?
Believe it or not, it's an H.
Okay, Huala. That's interesting.
Yeah, and my radio site is pretty much away from. Well, I'm almost 1,000 feet lower than Hayden, which is at 85, I think. And it's got TV and some FM broadcasts, so you can imagine the noise floor there. But I'm down the hill at 75, and the closest thing is Potato Patch 2, which is, I don't know, 100 feet, 150 feet higher. So I'm sitting, my receive antenna sits a little bit below their transmit space. And almost anywhere I go, when I measure the noise floor, very clean, very good. This is I can't say how much. I hear stuff I never thought I'd hear from a mountaintop.
Does anybody live up there?
No. Halfway up to Hayden is a Boy Scout camp. And then down below all of us is the Mojave County, I guess they call it Hualapai Park.
Alrighty, thank you.
You're welcome. K6DLP.
Okay, I guess it's to me. Very interesting, guys. W6RYO. Yeah, it is amazing. Casablanca is, in my opinion, if not the best, right there at the top of the best movie ever made. And I have trouble getting young people interested in it. And, you know, I wasn't around for World War II, but it was still in my century, so you can't say enough about that. And interesting little thing, they had a show on Gene Wilder in his life, and very talented man. But the movie Young Frankenstein, he and Mel Brooks put it together, went to the studio, everything was fine, and walking out the door, they said, by the way, it's going to be filmed in black and white, and the studio said, no, you know, we can't film in black and white, it's not, we won't do it. And they had to go to another studio, you know, and given the homage it was paying to the movies of the time, you know, the old Frankenstein and Dracula's, and, you know, it had to be in black and white. It wouldn't have been the movie it was if it wasn't in black and white. So it's amazing the things that people miss, and, you know, well, you know, it's called corporate think. And Jim, yeah, the Day the Earth Stood Still is right up there with one of the finest movies ever made, Michael Rainey. And that's one I watch every few years when I run across it, along with Forbidden Planet, which was in the 50s, one of the very, very early sci-fi. And that was excellent done, too. It was in color, but that was an amazing movie. So anyway, let's see. Oh, and as far as The Day the Earth Stood Still, you know, some idiot a few years ago decided to remake it, and I reluctantly watched it and wish I hadn't, because they totally missed the whole concept. That's one thing that bothers me more than anything, is when they take a classic and remake it and change it, where, you know, he he wasn't here to warn Earth to settle down. He was here as a friend of the Earth to save Earth, but not the people. That frustrates me more than anything, is when they rewrite something that should never have been rewritten. Anyway, that's it for my soapbox. So it's going to be a hot one again today here, so tend to stay inside and take it easy. Not much else planned. So everybody have a great week, and we're starting down the downside of the length of days. So I kind of like I like winter better than summer. I like when it gets dark by 5 o'clock, and but then again, I like a lot of strange things. So everybody enjoy, and have a great week. AA6DD and the group W6R Oil.
Oh, very good. Very good, Gary. Well, Forbidden Planet is a remake of Shakespeare's Tempest. And Shakespeare's Tempest is the greatest story ever written in English. So it was one of Shakespeare's last things. That's it. He was at his height of capacity when he wrote The Tempest. So they remade it as a science fiction for Forbidden Planet, and it's good. It really is excellent, like you say. But so if you steal from the best, you can turn out even something that's also the best. I guess that's the moral of the story. Any comments, and then I'll go on.
Nope. Yeah, and I remember discussing that with you. So, nope. That's all I got. Go ahead.
Yeah, we discussed that before. Let's go to Ken, K6YYL. Sounds like she stepped away for a little bit. Let's go to John, AA6RF.
Yeah, AA6RF to the group. One thing that I'm surprised you, well, I know you're aware of this, Will, but I'm surprised you didn't mention it. The peak of the meteor shower is tonight. We've been having it for a few weeks back and forth. I mean, before this and a week or so after this, but tonight is the peak for the oh hell, I forget the name of the meteor shower. You know what it is, Will. But 6 meter, we may have some 6 meter activity. I'm surprised sporadic E, sporadic E meteor shower should be in the mornings or after midnight. After midnight to the morning time is when we get the meteor showers. So I sent you a little clip of Neil Tyson there, Will, explaining the meteor shower. You know how it works, but it was quite interesting. I don't know if you looked at it, but not much else to say, so I'll turn it back to you, Will, so you can continue. And thanks for being there for the AM roundtable. AA6RF clear.
Yeah, John, I saw that clip. Okay, let's go to John to tie the ribbons here. KU6X.
Well, I came around quick. John, KU6X Upland here. By the way, a lot of the English departments in colleges nowadays don't even teach Shakespeare. So if you want to look at the state of our civilization, that's an interesting fact. That's crazy. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else to add. And yeah, Mike Bidner, that's too bad that's on the same Saturday as the swap meet. I can entertain the idea of getting out there again, but it's quite a drive. And there's no easy way to get there from here. It's kind of up in Palos Verdes. You have to drive around and some smaller roads up there, and if you're not familiar with the area, it's easy to get lost. But Mike's, I think that I have a hunch that there'll be a lot of Mike's stuff that he built out there again. It's an incredible collection of stuff, and there was a YouTube someone had taken on Mike Bittner's. I think I showed that to Gary. I don't remember where it was, but someone took a video walking through the house, and he's got about 5 rooms full of stuff. Anyway, I don't think I'll make it, but I'd love to. Anyway, that's how it goes. And Gary, is Quinn doing okay?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was just strictly a rebound from a medication the doctor took her off of.
All right, you go into Ontario?
Yeah, I went to the emergency room there.
Okay, we'll talk to you on Wednesday about it. Anyway, that's it for me, Will. Hey, 60D KU6X.
All right. Do we have any lateness? Visitor check-ins, questions, comments, relays, anything from anybody? Hearing none, we'll have the sideband net this evening at 8:30 on 50.150 upper sideband. Other than that, enjoy the day, and we'll fly back to 50.300 FM and smoke it up. KA650D, clearing the AM roundtable.